PostmarketOS v26.06, also known as Alpen Avocado, is here, bringing another major step forward for Linux on mobile devices. Released on June 21, 2026, this version is aimed primarily at Linux enthusiasts who want to experience a truly open mobile operating system rather than a polished Android or iOS replacement. The project itself makes that expectation very clear. Stability, automated testing, and reliability are improving, but PostmarketOS is still a platform for people who enjoy experimenting, customizing, and helping Linux mobile development move forward. One of the first things you will notice about this release is the new naming scheme. Instead of the old Friends-inspired names beginning with the one with, PostmarketOS is now using an alliteration based on its new wallpaper and a fruit. This release gets the name Alpen Avocado, inspired by the Alpine wallpaper, which won the community wallpaper poll with 285 out of 557 votes. The name also fits nicely with Alpine Linux, the distribution that provides the software foundation underneath PostmarketOS. Speaking of the software foundation, PostmarketOS v26.06 is based on Alpine Linux 3.24, keeping the project aligned with the latest Alpine release. Several important components have also been upgraded, including Systemd 261, replacing version 257 from the previous release. The generic mainline, stable, and long-term support PostmarketOS kernel packages are included as well, and they will continue receiving updates throughout the supported lifetime of this release. For Linux enthusiasts, these underlying improvements are just as important as the visual changes. The desktop and mobile interfaces have also received significant updates. GNOME 50 replaces GNOME 49, while the mobile variant remains on GNOME 48.mobile.0 for this release. Even though the mobile version number has not changed, important fixes have landed, including fixes for crashes and problematic busy looping situations. The project is also continuing its long-term effort to bring more of GNOME Mobile upstream, but there is still plenty of work remaining, which means additional contributors are needed to help with development, rebasing, and integration. KDE Plasma Mobile is getting an even more visible upgrade, moving from version 6.5.6 to Plasma Mobile 6.6.5. This brings the latest improvements from the KDE community into PostmarketOS and strengthens one of the most important graphical environments available for Linux phones. Another interesting return is Plasma Bigscreen, which is available again after being disabled since PostmarketOS version 24.06 because it was not compatible with Plasma 6. This opens the door to using supported hardware in larger screen and television-style environments. Phosh has also received a major upgrade, moving from version 0.51.0 to 0.55.0. One notable change is that several settings previously provided through the PostmarketOS Tweaks application have been integrated into Phosh mobile settings, reducing the number of separate settings applications users need. Another long-running change has finally been completed. PostmarketOS is moving away from its custom TinyDM display manager and switching to Greet and Frog, following the approach recommended by upstream Phosh. Meanwhile, SXMO remains on version 1.8.1 for users who prefer a lightweight, keyboard-driven mobile experience. Booting the operating system has received a visual and functional makeover as well. PostmarketOS now replaces PBS Splash with Plymouth and introduces a redesigned boot splash screen. The new animation displays 3 segments of the logo fading out and returning, giving the startup process a more modern appearance. More importantly, users can press Escape or use the power button on supported phones to view the boot log. The splash screen can also now be rotated on devices where the default orientation appears incorrectly, making startup behavior more practical across different hardware. Accessibility has also received attention in Alpen Avocado. Devices with working vibration hardware can now provide vibration feedback during boot, although devices without the required modules or hardware will simply ignore this feature. PostmarketOS is also making other changes that should make the platform more accessible and usable across a wider range of devices. Another practical improvement comes from ModemManager, which has been upgraded to provide newer functionality such as cell broadcast support. New installations also use pseudo-RS instead of DOAs by default, giving users another modern component in the system. The device support list remains one of the most impressive parts of PostmarketOS v26.06. Community-supported hardware includes devices such as the Fairphone 4, OnePlus 6, OnePlus 6T, PinePhone, PinePhone Pro, Pinebook Pro, Purism Librem 5, Xiaomi Poco F1, Samsung Galaxy S9, Google Pixel 3a, Nokia N900, and many Chromebook families. New community additions include Google Asurata Chromebooks, Google Cherry Chromebooks, Google Corsola Chromebooks, PineNote, and the Radexa Dragon Q6a. Altogether, the testing category now contains 254 devices, showing just how broad the project's hardware ambitions have become. However, this release is not without limitations, and that is important to understand before installing it. Several devices have been moved from the community category to testing because their kernels became too old or unmaintained. There are also known issues involving storage usage after reflashing, Phosh startup prompts, brightness artifacts on the Fairphone 5, loud audio on the Fairphone 3, missing splash screens on the Librem 5, and DTMF problems reported by some PinePhone users. These issues highlight the experimental nature of PostmarketOS and explain why the project is still primarily aimed at enthusiasts rather than people expecting smartphone-level polish. For anyone already running PostmarketOS, upgrading to v26.06 requires checking the official upgrade instructions and following the recommendations for their particular installation. Users should remove themselves from the input group unless they are running SXMO, uninstall FFmpeg thumbnailer, and review the new kernel command line configuration system if they have customized their kernel parameters. New users should carefully check the installation documentation for their exact device before proceeding, because the experience can vary dramatically depending on the hardware, kernel, and interface being used. Looking ahead, the PostmarketOS community is working on several ambitious projects designed to make the platform more reliable. Duranium, hardware CI, automated testing, and efforts to move the first devices into a new main category could eventually make PostmarketOS much more dependable for everyday users. At the same time, unmaintained devices may eventually be moved from testing to an archived category, making device maintainers increasingly important to the future of the ecosystem. Ultimately, Alpen Avocado is not trying to pretend that Linux phones have suddenly become perfect. Instead, it represents steady progress toward a more open, customizable, and community-driven mobile operating system. With newer GNOME, KDE Plasma Mobile, Phosh, Systemd, improved boot behavior, broader device support, and continuing infrastructure work, PostmarketOS v26.06 shows that Linux on phones is still moving forward. If you are comfortable experimenting and want to see what a truly Linux-powered smartphone can become, Alpen Avocado is another fascinating milestone worth watching.